this is the start of our 4-day hiking trip. We are just going there. I think we have 1 hour left, more or less, and then today is going to be around 5 hours. We see how exhausting it will be, and I'm very excited for the trip, and I will take you along. But before arriving, we had some cars causing a little traffic jam. And this hike I did not do alone, but with my dear friend Mara, who, lucky for me, did all the planning and reservations. The city Benaski itself, it's very cute and picturesque, and the first day was an easy start to the hike. One thing that will continue throughout the whole hike is that there are lots and lots of waterfalls, and we were always surrounded by water, which was so beautiful. For the first 2 days, we also brought our own lunch back from Barcelona. And when we arrived at the first cabinet, we had a really nice surprise with a fox visiting who was really calm and had no fear at all, so you can really watch him closely. The cabinet we stayed at was quite cozy, had a lift-in feeling, a little bit rusty, but I think this is just something that I look forward to when going to the mountains as well, and it had everything it needed. Just always be aware to bring your own sleeping bag because the bedding is not washed every time for new guests. For all 3 nights, we always had for dinner a menu completo, so the typical Spanish way where we start with the soup. Then you have the main course and you end with dessert. And another highlight, there was also a cat at the cabinet. And after a good night's sleep and a simple breakfast, we started the next day. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the second day. I have to say, I slept really well. Here it was so quiet. Everybody went to bed really early. When we arrived at the dorm at 9:30, everybody was already asleep. So we just got in as quietly as possible, read a little bit, and then also went to sleep. And today at 7 we had our breakfast, so also got plenty of sleep. And now we see, I think today will be a little bit more exhausting than yesterday. And even though it's the beginning of June, of course in the mountains there's still a risk of snow. So we'll see if we get some and how bad it's going to be, because we have no crumpets or sticks. So maybe we're gonna search for some wooden sticks to help us, or just take it really slowly. The idea is that the whole hike is going to take around 5 hours. So with breaks, we have plenty of time to arrive to the next little stop. So we will just take it easy and take it in an hour space. So we'll see. This was my first hike going to the Pyrenees instead of, for example, the Alps. And I have to say, the views were just breathtaking. You're just surrounded by mountains. You can look so far in the distance. There are not a lot of infrastructure there, which has quite a lot of charm, and we were there in the off season, so there were lots of animals and almost nobody doing the actual hikes. And as I feared, there was still some snow left, so we just took our times, and even though sometimes it felt a little bit scary, in the end, but it was very doable, and you just had to take it step by step. Then at around lunchtime, we just looked for the spot with the best views and had our break there. And this time we even had a little visitor, a groundhog, who was really curious and was getting really close. So just beautiful watching all the animals here. And here I'm just showing you the way that we still have to do. And it always amazes me. You just do one step after the other, but in the end, if you look back, you have made so much distance, so much progress. And here you can also see some stone eagles flying and hunting, but we did not see them catching anything. Here are also some photos and close-ups just so you can see them better. And they have a wingspan from over 2 meters, the others, so these are really big birds. And then we already arrived at our next stop for the night, and we in total had a hike with around 950 meters of elevation, and this cabinet overall was my favorite. Since we arrived in the afternoon, we had a little pre-dinner snack and soaked up the sun. And the meat from the lamb was literally from the herd of sheep outside, so it was really fresh and nice to see. And then we ended the night with some Uno. And during the night, the herd of sheep got really close. And I have to say, the bells that they have around their neck can get quite noisy. But still, we managed to get a good sleep and a nice breakfast. Good morning and welcome to day 3. Yesterday was quite a lot harder than the first day, but we arrived and had a very chill afternoon. So we arrived at around 2:30, something like that. And today is going to be the hardest day yet. My muscles are not yet sore, just my right knee is hurting a little bit. So we're just gonna take it slowly today and see how the day fares. And this little cabinet where we stayed yesterday was also very cute. The only thing, there is like sheep right next to it, and they had their little belts on their neck, and they were right under our window, so it was quite noisy and something you're not used in the city. But yeah, we'll see how we go along today. So we started the hike with crossing the valley and crossing the river, and then we started with the incline, which at first it was going through the forest and just with a steady incline, which was still quite exhausting. And sometimes the water looked almost red because of all the minerals in the soil. I don't know if you feel the same, but for me, always the beginning is a little bit rough. All the muscles are still stiff. I need some time to get used to hiking again, but then after a while, I get used to it and it's not so hard anymore. Is it exhausting? Yes. And of course, you already know how it goes. We always have to find the best and most beautiful stop for taking a lunch break. So this time we stopped near a beautiful waterfall with just breathtaking views. And we also came by a beautiful mountain lake, and with the reflections of the clouds in the water, it was just so breathtaking. We also wanted to do a little shortcut, so for a while it was a little bit more like climbing and then hiking, but still we managed to do it. And this day really felt surreal because we literally had to cross one side of the mountain to go to the other side. And then you basically first had to go up all the way and then on the other side go down all the way. And that day we also crossed a lot of snow fields, just taking our times. Sometimes it was a little bit slippery and I still had to figure out what is the best technique, but Mara supported me all the way through, gave me some great advice, and yeah, in the end we managed. But first, when we arrived at the top, we had a little break again just to fuel us again and restore some energy. And then basically we started to go all the way down where we just went uphill. And on this side there was also another lake, but this was still almost completely frozen over. So it was very interesting to see how different the conditions were from one side to the other. And after over 1,300 meters of elevation, we finally arrived at our cabin. And there awaited the best surprise, just two little, very, very cute kittens that were so curious, just wanted to play with everything and explored everything. And I did not film it too much on the other cabinets. I always chose the vegetarian meal, but that sometimes also means to eat frozen lasagna. Good morning and welcome to day 4. As you can see, this is the best example how quickly the weather conditions change in the mountains. Today it's super foggy. Luckily, there is no rain yet. It rained the whole night with thunderstorms, etc. So we'll see. Probably the trail today is going to be quite slippery, but we'll see. Today is only going downhill. Yesterday was quite challenging. I would say it was the hardest day. We had around 1,400 meters of elevation, so quite a lot of steps to go up and then in the end go back as well. But we managed it. We just took breaks when we needed breaks and went at our own pace. And still, the surroundings were so beautiful and yeah, it was great fun. And now we see how the last day is going to be. And so we started our descent, and luckily for us, it was not as slippery as I thought. And the more we got downhill, the better the views were. So the fog was mainly up in the mountains. And throughout the whole hike, the nature and the plants changed so much. On the last part, there was a lot of fern, and we even saw some wild celery. And since this was a round trip, we arrived back down again at another little village close to Benasque, which was super picturesque and very beautiful. And then we just walked the last couple of kilometers next to the street to get back to our car. But first we had our last little lunch break at the lake. And we ended the hike with a well-earned hot chocolate. So at the end of the video, I just wanted to quickly pause and reflect on the hike. After all, I have to say it was just an amazing hike. If you have the chance to go to the Pyrenees, I really recommend doing it. And for the time I still have left in Spain, I really want to try to do more hikes there because I just found it so beautiful. And yeah, I just had a great time. It was exhausting and challenging, but it not surpassed my limit, and I still had fun doing it, which I think is also very nice. And I'm really grateful that I have such good friends and that Mary just never got tired if I needed another break or was just a little bit slower, which is really nice. And yeah, overall, I just hope you enjoyed the video, got a little bit of glimpses how the hike was, and I see you in the next video.